What is up? Welcome to another week of Outside the Top 25. I feel like shit this week.
You should. I should.
No, what? I'm wearing a baseball jersey today because it's baseball season, and this is the only good team I root for. That's it.
We had a really bad week.
We had a bad week.
I'm saying with our teams, with our gambling,
With everything.
with our livelihoods.
Yeah, and I'm just like actually physically ill. My stupid baby got me sick. It really has about as much value as my picks to me right now.
Your baby?
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of still a stranger to you.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really do much.
Who becomes friends with someone after just like 1 year?
If anything, you should actually use your baby for content.
I agree.
And here's how. Your picks are so dog shit, you should just lay out the two teams, and wherever your baby crawls to, he could be like the octopus that picked the World Cup games.
Yeah, I'm down with that, actually. I'm good with that.
I think there's something there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to literally just, my wife's sick too. She can't even fucking deal with the baby right now, so it's just going to be me writing down spreads on pieces of loose leaf and then putting them all over the floor, and the first 8 that he grabs
With like a block of cheese.
Yeah,
Can he eat cheese? Does he have teeth yet?
Yeah, he's got teeth. He's not really into cheese. He likes meats,
Okay.
vegetables, good. Cheese, not so much.
I like that.
Yeah, the real meat and potatoes type of baby.
Meat, potatoes, you got veggies.
Yeah, that's how he goes.
Starting them right.
He his actually the weirdest thing I've seen with this kid. Like I don't understand how his eating habits have fucking all. I took him to a party the other day when my wife was out of town, and I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna give him for dinner?" Like it's like all crudité and fucking cheese boards and.
I bet your baby's less of a picky eater than your wife.
That's accurate.
Who's absolutely the worst.
She's very picky. She is. It sucks.
We went to a steakhouse all together, and it was embarrassing.
What did she order? Like fish?
With chicken.
No, she got fish. I think
know.
she got some stupid salmon.
Yeah, that's what she did, yeah.
And I was like, you cannot order salmon at this fucking
Lonesome Dove.
goddamn
Yeah.
Dove. She's like, just a salad for me. But I gave him a rib, and he took that rib down.
That's honestly not the worst company I've had at a steakhouse. One year I went to Fogo de Chao
Yeah.
for my buddy's birthday. Large group, about 10, 12 people. One of my buddy's then girlfriends, it's an all-you-can-eat Fogo de Chao
They
steakhouse.
just come around and they cut meat off for you.
So you enter the door, it's like $55, $60 a head, right?
Yeah.
No matter what.
You go to the one here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No matter what. She refuses to eat any of the steak. Instead, orders the one thing on the menu that is not included. Shrimp cocktail.
A what?
A shrimp cocktail.
Ugh. I don't even like shrimp cocktail. You just want to eat cold shrimp and ketchup?
It's a good app.
It's fine.
It's good for parties.
Yeah.
Like when you're walking around.
It is.
That was actually the staple of the Golf Channel Christmas party. Was this giant ice sculpture just surrounded by probably hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shrimp.
I gotta say, I used to like it more. I'm not into cold shrimp. I don't want to eat a cold piece of shrimp.
I do
anymore.
Little marin or what is it?
Cocktail sauce. It's just like ketchup with a few extra ingredients. It's fucking foul. Cocktail sauce is
marinara
foul.
with horseradish.
Dude, yeah, cocktail sauce is genuinely fucking disgusting. If I had to choose between taking a shot of cocktail sauce or
pickle juice.
Pickle juice? I'm taking pickle juice all day. Ugh. And I hate a pickle shot. I love pickles at least, though. There's nothing about cocktail sauce.
I don't hate pickles either. It's just not what I'm in the mood for at a bar.
Every time some motherfucker would buy us pickle shots at
You're a bad person.
Buckshot. Bad person. Awful
Real bad person. Because then it doesn't mix with anything else.
No.
Because you're only taking one of those, but then the rest of your drinks are just ruined the rest of the night.
Yeah, you just have a foul taste in your mouth. I had a buddy in college at Mizzou, in my fraternity, who just to fuck with people, it was like a proto pickle shot where he would just order, but there was no bar that would give you a pickle shot. So he would just be like, pickle juice and gin, please, and just make you take that fucking thing.
I'm a big fan of our friend Jared Borslow.
Yeah.
His shot of choice, the bar mat shot.
Oh.
Where the bartender would wring out the extra juices that have been collected in the bar mat.
Good Lord. So there's A quick college story real quick. And it has to do with football. So it works.
Well, this is just as, if not less, disgusting than our picks last week.
It is, so fuck it. So there's a guy I went to high school and college with, and I got my fancy private school alumni magazine for high school, like a quarterly alumni magazine.
Right.
And I opened it up, and I wasn't in high school with him. He was a freshman when I was a freshman in college, but I went 5 years to college, so he was there at the same time as me in college. I opened it up, and there's this guy. He's a great guy, really smart guy. He's a very successful businessman. Very successful, like, entrepreneur, startup guy, whatever. And, they're doing a whole fucking thing on him, like, and he's talking about business or whatever. It's stupid. Good guy, but I don't care about those articles.
Good guy, but...
So, anyway, this is nothing about him being a bad guy. So we're in college.
Assassinate his character right now.
We're in college, and we're at a tailgate. And I always think about this. First off, his nickname in college, his pledge name was Meat, which is just, like, funny that this, like, handsome, like, successful startup guy.
Did he have a hog?
What?
Did he have a hog?
Maybe. I never saw it.
No.
And I was at a tailgate with him, and he was in a different fraternity, but it was our fraternity across the street. We were buds, like the fraternities were, so we were tailgating together. And they were just like, Meat, come here. And there was this trash bag hanging from one of the corners of the tent that people put their beer cans in and shrimp cocktail in, whatever else, all this food in. And they're like, Meat, drink this. And this dude just pulls out a pocket knife, cuts off the corner of the trash bag.
Some liquid.
And Meat just drinks the trash juice until it stops coming out, like mouth under it. Like, even thinking about that now makes me want to vomit. And anyway, this guy's like, just has a whole featurette in my high school alumni magazine. It's like, look at this successful businessman. And I was like, I watched him drink garbage in college. Straight up.
It's the key to success.
Yeah. I watched him
Maybe I might start drinking garbage before making picks.
Yeah.
You fucking have your baby make your picks. I'll drink garbage juice.
Okay. And wherever you vomit, like, you just make like a square. You know what I mean? Like a grid. And whatever your vomit touches, those are your picks.
Those are my picks. So, as mentioned, last week I went 5-11. Somehow you went worse. You were 4-11-1.
Yeah. Thank God for that push. I guess.
North Carolina. I think you bought the half point.
I did.
Too, so,
I did.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
Both my money line picks 0-2. Your money line picks 0-1. For the season, I'm now under 500, which sucks. You never want to start under 500.
Yeah.
I'm 20-21.
But wait, no, I had 2 money line picks last week.
I did not see it on the graph.
I took a second one because I was like, you're taking a second one. Can I take a second one? And you're like, all right.
Do you know who it was?
I'll look it up.
Okay. Either way, it probably didn't hit.
It probably didn't. Probably didn't.
If anything, I'm doing you a favor.
But if I'm trying to maybe help I mean, look, at this point, you got to just start chucking Hail Marys.
Well, no, it's in the words of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Relax. All right,
True.
we're going to be fine. We're going to turn this ship around. I'm 20-21 against the spread now. You're 12-20-1. Maybe it's time for you to be concerned. I'm 0-4 with my money line picks. You're 0-3.
Potentially 0-4.
Not ideal. Not ideal. However, the show goes on. Welcome to the Outside Top 25, Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
I'm happy they're there. Man, as much as people want to dunk on Notre Dame, I think that Wisconsin loss is just as shitty.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like, because Marshall might, actually win a lot of games this year at least. I know it's a lower conference or whatever, but it's still the Fun Belt.
Dude, the Sun Belt had a showing.
SBC.
They shelled out.
Yeah, they fucking did, dude. I guess you didn't write it down, so whatever. I'll just let that go. Yeah, I kind of think the Wazoo loss is worse in a lot of ways, man. And Wisconsin, by the way.
Notre Dame also lost their quarterback.
Yeah. Wisconsin.
Buckner's going to be out for 4 months now with the shoulder.
Whatever.
I feel bad. I love Marcus Freeman.
He's going to win this week.
I agree. Well, he better. It's Cal.
Yeah.
He's the best 0-3 coach ever, though?
He is the best 0-3 coach ever. The same way Scott Frost had the best 3-9 team to ever play the game.
Who, again, just got fired.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman is the best 0-3 coach of all time.
I'm going to go out and that legend say so, yes.
Never been a better
0-3 coach.
Ever. We said it here.
Guys play hard for him.
Guys go for him, yeah.
It is weird, though, because I grew up a Notre Dame fan from my mom's side.
Right.
for whatever reason, Irish Catholic.
Yeah, it's literally that's the only
reason.
For whatever reason.
My grandmother just always wanted a grandkid to play for Notre Dame. None of us lived up to it.
No, not even close.
No.
Yeah.
But to be fair, though, of the 14 cousins, I think only 4 males. So
yeah,
not a whole lot.
Sounds like his grandma's fault in a lot of ways.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The expectations were just she didn't push us enough.
Well, and her genetics, like she wasn't producing good eggs and sperm or whatever.
And then my dad grew up a Penn State fan. So grew up Penn State and Notre Dame fan. Very easy to separate from once I went to a real college.
Yeah. Yeah. Any like childhood college fandom I had, it was literally just me picking like that team's fun. You know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up a college sports fan at all. Like I liked watching college sports, but I was never like I thought Nebraska football was cool because I
used to rock so much gear though.
Really?
For colleges, like I was like
did.
thinking about going to. Like I had Boston College shirts, I had Michigan State shirts.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
you know what one I loved? I wasn't thinking about going to this college because I could never. But big Stanford fan back in the day.
Why?
They had some great basketball teams.
They did. Yeah. I actually hated Stanford because of the team that beat, I believe, St. Joe's.
Okay.
In basketball.
Well,
kind of ruined the perfect season.
Was that that wasn't Mark Madsen, Arthur Lee team, was it?
I don't know who the Stanford team was, but it was like Jameer Nelson.
Yeah. That was a little after Madsen and Lee. I went to a Stanford tournament game in St. Louis. They played Lamar Odom.
West.
What?
Delonte West was on that St. Joe's
team.
One of the best.
Ah, St. Joe's. I love their mascot.
Now Phil Martelli is the fucking assistant coach at Michigan.
Whatever. What are you going to do? But yeah, Scott Frost out at Nebraska. Man, what a bad loss. I don't even know what to say.
I guess they could have saved themselves. Like Ross has been saying, $15 million, but it's actually they would have saved themselves like $7 to $8 million.
Yeah.
Because they already owed the half of it. But
right.
if they waited for that certain date, they would have saved themselves $8 million. But they hated this man so much. They were fed up with his bullshit so much that they're like, no, we'll pay it.
Sometimes you just gotta let go.
You gotta go.
And honestly, Nebraska's week makes me feel so much better about Missouri's past game, because it can always be like
it can always be worse.
It can always be worse. You can always go from so much higher to so much lower.
Yeah.
And Nebraska's done that. Nebraska's done it well. Man, there's been so many fucking blue blood adjacent teams in recent years that have just lost dog shit games. Like Nebraska with who was this? Georgia Southern?
Yeah.
Didn't Tennessee lose to Georgia Southern too? Was that Georgia State?
Florida lost to Georgia Southern not that long ago.
Yeah. And then who did Tennessee lose to? Georgia State? Or was that Georgia Southern also? That had to be Georgia State. There's no way Georgia Southern's just slaying giants. Crippled giants, but giants nonetheless.
They could be. Obviously, App State knocks off A&M this weekend too.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, A&M should have easily won that game, but that's still App State. Like that's a good.
Right.
That's a feisty team.
Right.
It's not.
But you're only scoring 14 points on that defense.
Right.
Ugh.
That's worse. Like if they had lost in a shootout.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. Only dropping 14 on App State.
Now, do we put more cachet to North Carolina's road win in Boone?
Kinda. Weren't they on the road again this week?
Yes, at Georgia State.
Man, they just...
Two straight Sun Belt teams on the road. Why would you do that?
That is brutal.
What are you doing, Matt?
That is frightening.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Oh, my God.
Two, like, really solid... I believe the Sun Belt East is, like, just stacked.
Yeah.
If you look at the...
And Georgia State is Clay Helton.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern's Clay Helton?
Yeah.
Okay. But Georgia State... So, all of these schools, though, are doing...
Georgia State,
Sean Elliott. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing about Georgia State, though, is they have a ton of investment in their program as well.
It's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. It's a
they got
huge
some
school.
Pretty cool jerseys this week, too, that just, like, have Atlanta on the front of the jersey.
Oh, they're doing, like, the SMU thing?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that SMU does that.
You just got to own the city.
Here's the thing about, Georgia Tech's not fucking doing it. About Georgia State that's interesting, too, is that, like, all these Sun Belt schools, like, a lot of them are just they're putting a lot of money into their programs because they realize it's literally the best marketing for your university you could ever possibly have. Georgia State plays at the old Turner Field. You've got App State, which has been putting money into its program forever. You've got Georgia Southern, hiring like Clay Helton, Marshall.
Coastal who's just kind of been a low-key wagon the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because of Grayson McCall.
Yeah. Man, fuck the AAU. SMU should join the Sun Belt. SMU should leave the AAU or the
AAC.
AAC for the Sun Belt. Yeah.
AAU's basketball.
Yeah.
In high school.
I don't feel good. I got real brain fog.
Also, what an addition for James Madison in the Sun Belt now. They're 2-0. They're just spanking teams.
Dude, SBC. Should we just become SBC
I want to ride.
stands?
Yeah. But I mean, the older I get to and the less connected I get from schools, I do kind of ride for like the dogs, right? Like I just love the Pac-12. I love the Sun Belt.
You do. You're a big Oregon State guy.
Yes, I mean,
which is weird because it's like you fell in love with Oregon State because you went there with your girlfriend at the time who went to Oregon.
Yes,
that should have been a bad omen for that relationship.
That I liked Corvallis.
Yeah,
just perfectly weird.
Yeah.
They play that chainsaw every time they get a turnover.
Oh, my God.
Or on third down, too.
That chainsaw is so fucking funny because it does not sound like a chainsaw. It's just
like, you text me, like, is that a beaver?
I was like, is it a beaver call? Like, it doesn't. I was like, what is this fucking noise?
No, they have a turnover chainsaw that they took the chain off.
That's rad.
Yeah.
They need to use that chainsaw for everything.
And low-key, man, John Smith's been turning that program around. They were undefeated last year at home. This year they're 2-0. Beat Fresno on the road.
Oregon State's the type of school, like Missouri in a lot of ways, that it's like,
shit,
they're never going to be great.
But we still running? Giorgio? We still good? Screens went out.
Oh. Yeah, they are. Oregon State's never going to be like a blue blood or anything, but they are a high enough tier Power 5 program that they could pull top 5 finishes like once a decade or something like that. You know what I mean?
In the country, no. But they should, yes, every now and then they should be able to compete for a Pac-12 championship, yes.
If you're winning the Pac-12 championship, you should be finishing in the top 5 or 7.
Not recently.
Not recently, but generally. If you're winning a Power 5 conference championship.
There's only 2 conferences.
It's like
there's the Power 2 now. Just accept it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And really, is the Big Ten even that good?
No. The Big Ten West is really bad. And I know people want to like...
Big Ten East isn't that good either.
Yeah, that's true. Like if Penn State's like a top 5 team in the Big
Ten.
Ten.
Penn State's going to go to Auburn this weekend and lose.
They really might.
And Auburn's not even good.
No, they're not. Like they're not. It's not like, oh, they're not that good for Auburn this year. Like Auburn's just not good this year.
No.
But they always have dudes, and Jordan Hare is spooky.
Yeah, I mean they also played Penn State tough last year in Happy Valley.
Yeah.
So this is one game Clifford actually played well in.
Yeah.
But yeah, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, welcome to the outside top 25. We say goodbye to Texas
after a loss. And now their quarterback's gone, and their other quarterback's injured, which stinks because now we can't bet this game this week because I love UTSA.
Well, we said on the other show.
I know I don't actually know that I'm gonna lay money on UTSA, but if I had to do like a troll,
I already have. I teased it up to 17.5 though.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that is good.
That's juicy. Let's get on to week 3 picks. Friday night, the team that just somehow pulled off a dub against us, Louisville.
That I hated watching that game.
That was
so
such a bad game.
Yeah.
Like nobody wanted to win that game.
Nope.
We came out hot too. Like I had the over. They score in their opening drive. Plumlee marches down the field, scores his opening drive. 7-7 with 10 minutes left in the first. I'm like, easy over.
Yep.
And then they just couldn't move the ball because Plumlee's one-dimensional. They figured that out.
Holy shit. Plumlee is so bad.
Plumlee is dollar store version Taysom Hill.
Man.
Without the arm.
Yeah, it was bad.
And Taysom Hill has no arm.
Like that
it's making me fiend for Mikey Keene, our fucking freshman quarterback last year that I think was last in all of college football with yards per completion.
Whatever. Whatever.
But yeah, Plumlee stinks. He needs to just go back to being a slot receiver.
He has no business.
Relegate him.
And I assume he transferred so that he could continue to play quarterback?
Pretty much. I don't know why Gus gets obsessed with this. He always loves dog shit dual threat quarterbacks.
Does he love dog shit dual threat quarterbacks, or is he just like
the best quarterback?
Really pathetically chasing that like Cam magic.
He never had Cam. Well, he had Cam as an offensive coordinator.
Right. He steals as much valor, if not more valor, from that Cam Newton national championship than Gene Chizik.
Gene Chizik's a joke.
I know, but
Gus actually led them to a national championship without Cam.
I get that.
They lost, but they lost to Jameis.
But he's still so much of his reputation and like allure is based on him being the OC of that unstoppable Auburn team in 2010.
And then the best quarterback he's had as a head coach, maybe Nick Marshall.
At Auburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't that good.
No. He was a decent college quarterback, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was good in the system. Like that sort of like weirdo option they kind of ran.
Yeah.
With fucking Trey Mason, right? Trey Mason? Guy who ran for 1 billion yards on Missouri in the SEC championship game.
What? Michael Dyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Louisville is at home. Is it still Papa John's Stadium? Or did they rename it?
Let me see.
Either way, they're catching points at home against Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State's -3 on the road. Over-under is 57. I love Florida State here and the under. Louisville did not impress me. Cunningham's pretty whatever.
It's called Cardinal Stadium, I guess. Who knows? I also like Florida State here. I will not touch the over-under, but yeah. There was nothing Louisville did in that UCF game and I watched that game pretty closely because
it's the only thing on.
Yeah, and like I was just like the whole time you were just thinking like UCF, come on,
just poking them with the stick, like do something.
Yeah, like what is happening? Yeah,
it's cool though. Like when you have a stud receiver that transfers from Alabama, you never want to get him the ball.
Right. You also just weren't even like handing the ball off. You weren't running very much, and I feel like the run game was working.
Yeah, Bowser was picking up like 4 or 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, and that just didn't happen. It was just like let fucking Plumlee drop back, not good. Like literally be unable to read progressions the way I'm not able to read Braille or progressions. Really.
Right. And then just throwing at Ryan O'Keefe's feet.
Yeah. And also, didn't it seem like he wound up way too hard every time?
Because he's a baseball player.
Yeah, like, I mean, he fucking, on every pass.
It looks like he's in center field trying to hit a relay.
Yeah. Well, oh no, he's trying to throw over the relay guy straight to second base.
You don't want that at your quarterback.
You don't.
Position.
No.
It sucks, too, because we have some talent this year.
It's just like Plumlee drops back, and he's just like, super throw!
But there's just nothing more defeating than you have talent on offense and defense, but like your quarterback just sucks because he just sinks the entire operation.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Missouri has a very similar problem.
We have talent.
Yeah,
and everyone just writes you off.
We have,
and rightfully so. You should write us off this year. We stink.
Missouri has the best freshman receiver in the country. Like he was the highest rated 5-star, Luther Burden, and it's just like I think
just wasted.
Cook overthrew him on 2 like clear touchdowns last week. It's just brutal.
We're not. Our 2 schools might be so bad they might not even be mentioned in the docket. They aren't this week, so we're not even. The fact that we
Missouri's
just
not playing
anyway
this week. I mean, they're playing Abilene Christian. There's not even.
We're playing FAU.
Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about that game.
All right, that's fair. I get it.
I'm glad I don't terrified.
I'm glad I don't really have to talk about Missouri this weekend. But yeah, I like Florida State there. Louisville looks terrible.
Yeah. Next up, we got Purdue. Catching 1.5 at Syracuse. Over under 59. I still don't buy Syracuse.
How could you?
I mean, they rolled UConn. I went out on a limb there trying to take UConn plus the 23 last week.
Right.
It's my wild card game. That didn't work out. I'm going to go Purdue here, though. Catching 1.5. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to trust Aiden O'Connell. I'm going to trust Braum to dial it up.
Okay.
I think they'll score a decent amount of points here. I don't know if Syracuse is.
No.
So I'm not going to touch the over-under. I'm just going to go with Purdue.
I like Purdue and the under.
All right.
I don't think Syracuse. I don't know what. And by the way, Syracuse, this is the team that beat the fuck out of Louisville week 1.
Yeah. Again, Louisville's not good.
Yeah. Which probably made that game.
Syracuse not good either.
No.
But they're in the Carrier Dome. Finally has air conditioning.
Or pillow, whatever the fuck they call it.
Finally has AC.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Do Purdue fans travel here?
I wouldn't. I've been to Syracuse. It's fine. It's fine. not really worth a trip.
Would you like to go in on Purdue fans like you did on Softcore History?
What'd I do?
You just hate Purdue fans.
Yeah, fuck Purdue fans. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Also, fuck K-State fans. God, I just hate all fans so much. I just hate it when, like, a fan base doesn't know what they are. It's like K-State had, like, 1 year where they almost made a national championship in 98 or something like that. And now they're just like, we're blue. Like, they just.
Like 12-1, 13 though?
Yeah, like, they just have these, like, delusions of grandeur. And then they're also like, oh, Colin Klein was a fucking Heisman final. Like, great. So what? So is Chase Daniel. Mizzou's been a game away from playing for a national championship, too. All of these things I have experienced, and I know exactly what I am.
Mackenzie Milton could have been if he didn't lose his leg.
It's just like these guys and then Purdue, I don't even know what they've done ever to even justify it. I guess at least K-State's gotten that far. But it's just so bizarre for these schools.
Well, Purdue's been to the moon multiple times.
I guess.
Or at least space.
Nothing makes me hope the moon landing is faked more than that fact.
Next up, we have Cincinnati minus 22 on the road here at Miami of Ohio. Over-unders 51. I actually like Miami of Ohio here. I like the Redhawks to cover. Okay. Cincinnati wins by 21.
Why do you say that?
I think 22 is just too much for them.
Okay. Well, I
think Miami's going to be able to kind of move the ball a little bit.
I like Cincinnati, and I like the over.
Okay.
I like both. I think Cincinnati fucking blows them out.
You're a big fan of Ben Bryant.
Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Cincy in the over.
Give me both.
Okay. Next up, I feel like you ride for Buffalo harder than anyone here.
Me?
Yeah, you've been on Buffalo quite a bit.
How'd that work out?
Buffalo's getting 14 at Coastal. Over-unders 58.5. I like the under here. I don't think Buffalo's going to score.
Okay.
And Coastal, obviously, they control the ball. Milk that clock. They bust some big plays sometimes, so you got to be worried about that. But I think for the most part, they're just gonna. This seems like a, kind of 31-14 game.
31-14.
But I'll take the under.
All right, man. There's nothing I really love about this game either way. Spreads. I feel like the spread's probably about right where it should be. But who'd you take? Sorry, I can't even.
I took the under.
You just took the under?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take Coastal to cover. Give me a half point, actually. Spread's 14?
Yeah, so 13.5.
Yeah. Give me that safety half point.
Bitch. We got Old Dominion catching 9 off a brutal loss to East Carolina. Going to UVA. Over-unders 52.5. UVA also got their shit pushed in by Illinois.
Fucking murdered. You love Illinois.
I know.
Yeah.
But I thought Armstrong was going to be able to score a little bit. I took the over last week because I thought Virginia was going to be able to at least score some points. They did not.
But Illinois, Bert's a defense guy.
Yeah.
Illinois, Wyoming sucks, but they played a great defensive game against Wyoming.
Played a good defensive game against Indiana, but they're not good offenses.
True.
I thought Armstrong was like a decent quarterback. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Thought Bronco Mendenhall could get the ship right.
Although honestly, did they play a good defensive game against Indiana? Letting Bazelak drive on you like that
they gave up 70 yards in the second half until the last drive.
That's fair.
They should have won that game by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They got at least boned out of 4 points.
Also, do you remember in that game when they showed the Indiana student section in the second half? The stadium was full at the start of the game.
Yeah.
And even though it was a close game, the way to the end, they bailed. They went to the bars.
And hand up, it was embarrassing last week. I think in the second half of the UCF Louisville game, half the fans left.
Why? Because it wasn't a blowout?
Because it sucked.
Yeah.
They were just our team blows again.
Let's just go back to the tailgate. I mean, how many times can you watch Plumlee do that? Because, man, there is really nothing more deflating than watching your defense just try to keep you in the game, and then the offense just do nothing.
Nothing.
It's brutal. It sucks.
I'm going to go with Old Dominion +9, and I'm going to take the over as well, 52.5.
Okay, I like the over. I'm not going to touch the line. I do like the over, though.
All right. Next up, Cal catching 10.5 at Notre Dame. Over-unders 41. I'm just going to go Notre Dame here. I think Notre Dame's going to bounce back in a big way.
Yeah. Oh, I love Notre Dame here. Full on. They're gonna. This is a blowout. Let me see about the. Let me look. Over unders what?
41.
Yeah. Meh.
Like your instincts say under.
Yeah.
Because Notre Dame and Cal both have good defenses, but I could see Notre Dame putting up points here.
Yeah, Notre Dame's gonna roll. This is the team. They're gonna rally for their dude. I still have faith that they love Freeman a ton.
Yeah, and Tommy Rees.
Yeah, and they want to play well for him. And I mean, it's not like their starter who's hurt now was playing that great.
And you have a whole week to get the other kid prepared.
Right.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
Next up, we have South Alabama catching 14.5 at UCLA. Over-under is 59.5. I'm going with the South Alabama Panthers.
You're going South Alabama to cover.
I'm saying South Alabama covers here. No, they're Jaguars. I'm sorry. They're the Jags.
He's saying, yep.
Nope, Jaguars. South Alabama. Yep.
Dude, UCLA cover for sure. UCLA has just been dicking people down.
South Alabama is better than you think.
I don't care. Are they SPC?
I believe so.
Fuck. Fuck. It's not good. By the way, UCLA is just doing a tour of Alabama here.
Yeah, South Alabama's 2-0 in the SBC West.
Oh, whatever. I only ride for the SBC East. No, dude. UCLA week 1 against Bowling Green, 45-17. UCLA week 2 against Alabama State, 45-7.
Dude,
Yeah.
South Alabama went up and beat the Chippewas.
Who cares?
38-24.
I don't care about that. That is not.
They beat Nicholls State 48-7.
That's fine. That's all fine.
I don't know. I think UCLA wins, but yeah, 14.5. You get that extra. You get that hook.
I think UCLA rolls.
UCLA by 10. South Alabama covers.
UCLA rolls.
Next up, Ohio plus 19 at Iowa State. Over-unders 49. Can't quit my Bobcats. They tried their darndest to cover against Penn State.
Yeah.
However, 19 is too much against Iowa State. Iowa State's not very good.
That is such a sketchy.
Ohio. I'm going with the Bobcats.
It opened at 17.5. Iowa State as well.
Yep. So people are
Is Ohio
feeling
that
Iowa
bad?
State. No, I don't think so. Penn State's got a really good defense.
Because Iowa State opens as 17.5 point favorites. The line moves up to 19.
Yeah.
Okay. S&P Plus has Iowa State winning by 24, almost 25 points. It's one of the biggest differences between spread and projection.
So you're going to ride with your Cyclones? With Bill Connolly?
No, because I don't trust that at all. That's the name. You can't. If the name Iowa is in the school, you cannot fuck with a line like that.
And they also have, they beat teams. They obviously beat Iowa last week. Big win for them in the Cyhawk. But they just lay stinkers against really, mediocre teams. Routinely.
Yeah, it's because they're not. I mean, look, they beat SEMO 42-10.
Yeah, but that's FCS.
SEMO sucks. SEMO's really bad.
Ohio has a pulse.
Yeah, 32 points against SEMO actually seems even low. That's the type of game that, Missouri or UCF wins by an extra 10 points.
Where are you going with for this game?
Man. Tell you what. I'll take the over. I know an Iowa over.
Iowa State.
I know, but any over with that state, just with the school in that state is sketchy, but I'll take the over.
Okay. Next up, we have Tulane catching 13.5 at K-State. Little Apple. Over-unders 46.5. I'm going to ride with the green wave here. I'm going to go with another dog, 13.5. I think K-State wins the game, but I think Tulane kind of keeps it closer than the experts think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the over here a lot. I watched K-State quite closely last week because they played Missouri. Most of what K-State did was actually just thanks to Missouri's quarterbacks being so bad. Missouri's defense kept them relatively in check until about halfway through the third quarter when, there's just only so much you can do before your quarterbacks start giving them the ball deep in your territory type of situation. K-State's offense didn't impress me that much, but I still just I think this feels like a game where Deuce Vaughn goes off.
Yeah.
That type of thing. I'll take the over.
All right. Next up, we have Troy catching 12 at App State. Over-under is 52. I think this is a perfect letdown spot for App State. I'm going to go with Troy plus 12.
Man. Fuck Troy. Yeah, no. This isn't a letdown spot at all. Last week should have been a letdown spot.
After that heartbreaking loss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
That's a roller coaster of emotions.
It is. App State rolls. App State fucking rolls.
All right. Then we got Colorado, who very much they could end up being 0-12 this year. They're really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my Buffs.
A 27.5-point line between two Power 5 teams.
Minnesota.
Right. Two Power 5 teams that are both, like, historically relatively around each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like Minnesota's has some insane year this year.
No.
Right? Like, I know Minnesota typically has, like, a pretty good offense, but fuck.
Over-under is 47. I'm going to go with the under. I don't think Colorado can score. Minnesota will win, fucking 31-10.
What's the line?
27.5.
Give me a half point and Minnesota. I think they fucking dump in points.
All right. Speaking of Iowa, though, Nevada. Coming off a loss to Incarnate Word.
Oh, good God.
Catching 23.
When is the last time the Iowa schools have had this big of a combined line?
I mean, Iowa last year probably had lines this big.
Yeah, just because their defense was
so good.
Yeah.
They're sticking with Petrus or Petraeus.
Well, yeah.
I guess. I would probably change it up. You can't do worse.
What?
2 straight weeks where you score 7 points.
Just run an all tight end offense.
At Iowa, over-under 39.
Would Plumlee be a good Iowa quarterback?
Yes. Get him out of here. Just get him out of my face. I'm going to go with Nevada. I'm going to roll with the Wolfpack.
Okay.
Just covering 23. My instincts is to take the under, but I think this Iowa could score here.
I actually like the over here. 40 points. Nevada's not good. Something's got to give. Like, Iowa can't just keep scoring only 7 points. I can't even say only touchdowns because the first week there was not a touchdown. There was 7 points, but no touchdown.
Not a touchdown. The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the really fucking old. That's how Rutgers won their national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Safeties and field goals.
Next up, we have Kansas catching 8 at Houston off a brutal double overtime loss to Tech. Over under 57.
I'm actually more like Kansas coming off the best win. Well, they've beaten Texas twice in the last decade, so those are probably better wins. But in many ways, that win against West Virginia last week was kind of like their most exciting win. Because those 2 wins against Texas were just like memes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those you get a lot of entertainment value out of memes.
But there's no like lasting optimism from that. This and early season, especially because those were late season wins too. Like Kansas was already dog shit.
We have an undefeated Kansas Jayhawk team right now.
Yep.
2-0.
Man.
Football school?
Maybe.
Are we talking about a football school right now?
Maybe.
I am taking Kansas. I am taking the 8 points, and I'm taking the over. No one's stopping anyone.
Yeah, the over's pretty juicy at 62.5.
57.
What?
Yeah.
Houston, Kansas?
Yeah.
It's 57?
Yes. Unless you're seeing otherwise.
I am.
Let's see. Log in, because sometimes if you're not logged in, it's an old line.
Yeah, I saw 62.5 unless it just dropped like a fucking rock.
Let me look right now. It's 57. Yeah.
Oh my God. Over. Yeah. For sure. Look, if there's one thing I'm going to do in this life, it's bet against Kansas football.
Of course.
So Houston.
You're going Houston in the over?
Yeah.
All right. Then we got Mississippi State.
I think Kansas is going to be good for overs all year, though.
Could be.
Because their offense is clearly like
move the ball,
effective, and especially like so if they're down late, like they can score some. You know, like if say they're down 21 going into the fourth quarter against like a really good team, and I mean they can easily dump in points fast.
Jalen Daniels is really fun. They'll at least be like, if you're a Kansas fan, you just have to be excited for like them putting an entertaining product.
Right. It's if nothing else, it's entertaining, and they're undefeated. So fuck it. What are you?
Mississippi State's catching or -2 actually in Death Valley at LSU. Over under 53. Love LSU money line here.
This is crazy. Yeah.
Love the LSU money line.
Yes. Easily give me LSU. They shouldn't have lost week 1.
Is this your money line pick?
Yeah.
All right. So we're both all right. I'm fine with that. One of us we need to get a dub on the board for the money line.
We both think this is the money line pick of the week.
Yeah. Lock it in.
Yeah. LSU, I mean, they should have beaten Florida State. Yeah. Give me LSU all day.
And then last game on the dock, SMU catching 4 at Maryland, over under 74. I'm going SMU in the under.
I also like SMU here. This is another good money line dog.
You want to go with SMU as the dog, or just +4? I'm just gonna take the points.
Okay.
No.
I'll take the points. SMU.
Okay. And then, do you have a specific game, a wild card game you like this week?
Yep. Sure do.
What game is that?
Western Kentucky beats Indiana on the road. Certainly covers.
What's the points?
It's minus. It's Indiana. Well, it opened Indiana 6.5.
So
it's still Indiana 6.5. So give me Western Kentucky to cover on the road against Indiana. I think they win, but
who's the coach of Western Kentucky now? It's a name, isn't it? I don't hate that pick actually.
Tyson Helton.
Oh, never mind.
Don't know.
Just kind of looking through the board right now.
He's the younger brother of Clay Helton.
There it is.
Yeah, he was USC's quarterback coach and passing game coordinator, I assume, under Helton. So, not a nobody.
Rutgers Temple. When have you ever seen Rutgers as a 17.5-point favorite?
I guess against Temple.
That's interesting. I'm going to skip on that, though. UNLV's lane 3 against North Texas. That's interesting. I like UNLV this year.
Okay.
However, I'm not going to go with that game. Man, there aren't that many games this week, actually. Vandy's catching 2.5 on the road at Northern Illinois.
Oh, I don't know. How much can the Vandy? I mean, Wake Forest is way better than Vandy, but I think people are fooled by that Hawaii game.
You shouldn't be.
Right. Well, yeah, because Hawaii's fucking awful.
I mean, that Washington State is laying 17 against Colorado State. That's insane.
Yeah. Colorado State's also god-awful, though.
So. They are. Georgia State minus 19.5 at Charlotte, or at home against Charlotte. Those are some spiffy uniforms. I'm actually going to go with that. I'm going to go with Georgia State minus 19.5 against
It's a big
Charlotte.
number.
It is. But Charlotte's maybe one of the worst teams in the country. So it was either between that or Temple. I'm going to go Georgia State minus 19.5.
All right. You're not going to go with your hometown guys?
Well, I hate Temple.
I know. Your hometown hate.
Every time I went to Temple in high school for a party, and I went out and some child was literally breaking into my car.
Like a baby.
Like a 9-year-old.
Yeah. That's a baby, basically. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good college town.
Great college town.
Yeah.
North Philly.
It's what everyone dreams of when they go to college.
One of the safest neighborhoods you can be in.
I have no reference. I assume it's not great.
It isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our picks for week 3. Any final thoughts?
Just that football's stupid. I don't like it. Hopefully I go undefeated this week. Get back in the game. I just got to claw my way back up.
You just got to get in the game.
Yeah.
It's all about being in the game.
It's all about being in the game. Listen to Softcore History on Patreon.
And just the regular feed too.
Yeah. All of it. But that's a Patreon joke.
Yeah, I promise I won't be 5-11 again this week.
I make no promises.
All right. Later.